Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I am demonstrating and reviewing all of the new launches from Nars. And all of these products were sent to me complimentary in PR, including this light reflecting foundation. And today is my third day testing this out, so I have a pretty good feel now for how it looks and wears on my skin. They also sent this new limited edition Afterglow cheek palette. I'm wearing this on my eyes and cheeks, and they threw in all 10 shades of their new lip gloss formula. So I will be swatching each and every one of those for you later in the video. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on all of these new NARS products and watching the demonstration, let's get into it. I pulled you in nice and close so you can really see my skin. The only thing I have on right now is moisturizer. In the NARS Soft Matte Foundation, I've been wearing Sahel, which works really nicely whenever I have a sunless tan, which I do not have at the moment. But these are the 3 shades they sent over of this new light reflecting foundation. I have Valaris M1.5, this is Patagonia M1.2, and Santa Fe, which is M2. This is the shade that I grabbed the first time I tried the foundation, and I really liked it. And then the second day I wore Patagonia. So I've kind of gone in between all 3 of these shades, and I could basically make either of them work. This new light reflecting foundation is meant to be makeup that looks like skin, acts like skincare, feels light as air. It's a hybrid makeup skincare formula that instantly blurs and smooths the look of skin while improving skin's clarity over time with medium buildable coverage and a natural finish. It's available in 36 shades on sephora.com. Some of the highlighted ingredients include biomimetic oat, Japanese lily turf, cacao peptides, and milk thistle. Even though it's a breathable formula, it's supposed to still be able to conceal visible redness, blemishes, dark spots, while blurring the look of wrinkles, pores, and texture, powered by 70% skincare ingredients. Today I'm going to apply Santa Fe, and it does say that you have to give the bottle a really nice shake, and you can tell when you're shaking it that it's pretty thin. So you're going to want to shake significantly before every single use. I'm going to start with 2 pumps, and I am going to apply this with my BK Beauty 101 brush. This is one of my favorite foundation brushes. I'm just going to start on half of the face. The first time I applied this was over the weekend, and we were just having dinner at a friend's house, and I was casually getting ready, and for whatever reason I didn't have high expectations of this foundation. Based off of the description, I just didn't think it would really work for me. I thought maybe I would like it, but I wouldn't love it. So I just sort of swatched it on my face thinking I was going to quickly wipe it off and then just go in with my typical makeup routine. But I ended up liking it so much I finished the full face, and then I even wore it the next day. So I have worn this out and about in a couple different scenarios. No foundation, foundation. You can definitely tell it adds a little color to my skin, which is normal because I never sunless tan my face and I avoid the sun. I go in with SPF every single day. But the coverage, I think, is just perfect. It's listed as medium buildable. I think it feels so thin that you're kind of expecting it to be even more sheer, but it does give you pretty decent coverage. I think it would cover rosacea, redness, post-blemish marks. I mean, I can still see a little bit of my skin shining through, so it's certainly not a full coverage foundation. But I like that I can still see my skin, and yet it looks far more even. And I also really like the finish. They say natural finish, but it's supposed to be light reflecting as well. Once it dries down on the skin, I don't think it's that reflective. It has a little light reflection, but I certainly wouldn't say this is a dewy, luminous formula. I think that's what threw me when I read the description. I just stopped at light reflecting and I thought, oh, it's going to be really dewy and oily and greasy and I'm not going to like it. But that is not the case with this formula. I think it really is a natural finish. Not too matte, not too dewy. You can see a little red bump right there, a little red bump right there. Let's see if this can cover it. I think this foundation is going to go head to head with the new #1 foundation from Chanel because they seem to have kind of similar-ish qualities, more skincare based, more natural, medium buildable coverage. I'll have a full foundation roundup and comparison video coming very soon because just today I received the new Charlotte Tilbury foundation. So I will be testing that next, and I also placed an order for both of the new Dior foundations. So the first time I wore the foundation, it was out to dinner at a friend's house. We came right back. I was only out for a few hours. The second time, I wore it to a lunch event with Laura Geller, another beauty brand. So I was outside. The lunch was outside, beautiful weather, not too dry, not too humid, but I was exposed to the elements, if you will, and I wore it for the entire day. And even at the end of the day, when I was taking off my makeup and getting ready for bed, I didn't notice anything. I mean, I didn't really look closely because at the time I wasn't truly reviewing the foundation, but I would have noticed if it had smudged or wiped away on my face anywhere, or if it just looked really terrible. I didn't touch up with powder. I didn't touch the foundation all day. But right now, I would even say that I prefer this formula to the soft matte formula that they came out with a couple years ago. Apples and oranges, I think they are very different. They're intended for different scenarios. I think the same person could like both foundations. This is more of an everyday wear. The Nars Soft Matte Foundation is so full coverage and it is very matte, long wearing. That's more of your night out on the town, photography, wedding, special occasion, full glam foundation. If you have rosacea, hyperpigmentation, really bad acne, if my skin is really going through it and I need coverage, that's when I will grab the Nars Soft Matte Foundation. This is going to be more of your everyday formula, but the fact that it has skincare ingredients makes me love this so much, and I think I'm going to grab this so much more. Doing my best to stay on brand, I pulled out this Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. I haven't used this one yet. I have used this concealer, but it's been years. But this is shade Light 2.3 Madeleine. I remember really liking it. The only reason I stopped using it is because I think I just started using something else. There wasn't anything wrong with it. I'm blending this out with a Rose Ink concealer brush. I'm not sure this shade is going to be as light as I typically like my concealer, but for today it will work. And I'm kind of interested to test out this concealer again since it has been so long. I actually think that looks really pretty. Looks very smooth. My under eyes have been a little bit dry lately, my whole face actually, because I'm experimenting with some evening skincare products. So it is meant to peel for a little bit, but I can tell during the day my face is really dry. I did my best to find a Nars bronzer. Before I sat down to film, I went through my drawers and I think I've just used them all. Last year and the year before, I finished several Nars bronzers, so I think I've just gone through my inventory. This is the bronzer that I've been using on a daily basis. This is the Nudies Matte Terracotta Tan from Nude Sticks. And I think it is so pretty. It's kind of the perfect shade. Reminds me a bit of the Danessa Myricks Power Bronzer that I love so much, but in stick form. It's just kind of the perfect everyday bronzer. Adds a little color back to your face, and it's so fast. To set my face, I'm using this Nars Translucent Crystal Light Reflecting Setting Powder, the pressed version. This they've had for a really long time. I don't know if they changed it as part of this new light reflecting collection, but I remember when I worked at Nordstrom, this was always out of stock, and as soon as they received inventory, it would just fly off the shelves. So I was never able to try it before. So I'm really happy that they sent this to me complimentary, and I used it the other day. I thought it was going to be a lot more light reflective and just very bright white. It's not. It's incredibly translucent with the perfect finish. Let me show you. So I'm really going in there with my brush. But when I go to set the under eye, it just sort of sets the makeup, but that's it. Doesn't look too stark white, doesn't look really shiny like you just applied highlighter under the eye, which is a good thing. If it was too light reflective, it would emphasize all of the fine lines, all of the texture, little pores in this area, but it doesn't. And when you look at the powder, you can see there's a little sheen. It kind of looks like it's going to be a lot more reflective than it is. But it's also not too dry. It doesn't look dusty at all. It's so finely milled. So I'm a big fan of this setting powder. Now to finish the face and eyes, I'm going in with this new limited edition Afterglow palette. This is so pretty. On the back it lists the shades, so we have Breathless, Exhibit A, Devotion, Liberté, Savage, and Flirt. Using a Chanel blush brush, I picked up this shade right here for the cheek. This is Liberté, and I'm just going to dust that on the tops of my cheeks. Next, I'm going into this highlight shade right here, Breathless, and I'm going to tap that over the tops of the cheeks. So pretty. I like that it has a pink undertone as well. Moving on now to eyes, I picked up a Refer 15 fluffy brush, and I'm going into the top center shade right here. This really pretty mauve. I think that would be a beautiful blush as well, but because it's matte and mauvey, I think it also works really nicely as a transition shade, so I'm going to dust that in the crease. Same shade, I just picked up a pencil brush and I'm going to run this beneath the lower lash line. I just picked up this Makeup by Mario E4 brush. I kind of have a random selection of brushes here. I finally cleaned all of my brushes over the weekend, so this is what I'm working with. It's kind of a flat shader brush. I'm going to pick up this really pretty bronze, and I am going to apply this to the lid, but I'm concentrating on the outer half of the lid. So I'm going to start applying this at the center, but I'm really blending out. I just wiped off the brush and now I'm going back to this highlight shade right here and I'm going to apply this to the inner lid. And I'm just going to blend the two together. I'm going to fill in my eyebrows and finish the eyes off camera, just eyeliner and mascara, and then when I come back, we'll try on all of these new lip glosses. I think this must be a new formula of lip gloss because I recognize some of the shades. I have 10 shades here to try. I'm back, face and eyes are completely done, and I have nothing on my lips at the moment. Usually, if I'm applying a lip gloss, it's on top of something else, either a lip liner or lipstick, but for the sake of today's video, I want you to be able to see what all of these shades look like individually. So I'm going to begin with, of course, the classic Orgasm. This is such a pretty light peachy pink with a very light gold shimmer. I like the applicator, it's kind of a flat doe foot wand. Ew. Very pretty. Feels amazing. Feels really good, but as you can see, they're sheer. Not sticky at all. They almost feel oily, like the Dior lip oil. Wow, I love how smooth they are. Not even remotely tacky. They just feel really hydrating. I'm not sure you can see a lot of color to this lip gloss. When I look closely, I can see the gold shimmer, and it looks really pretty. I think this is actually really nice on its own, but I will likely throw this on top of something else. This is Chelsea Girls. It's the perfect everyday nude lip gloss. This is Lover to Lover, a really pretty sparkly pink shade. This is Turkish Delight, a pale pink with no shimmer. Now this is deceptive in the tube because you look at it and it's this pretty pale pink and you think, wow, that's going to be gorgeous. But on the lips, at least with my skin tone, I don't think it really works. This is a lip gloss that I will have to use on top of a lipstick or a lip liner, which I normally would do anyhow, but on its own, this is just not very flattering for me. This is Nympho. It's a much deeper, almost mauve-y nude. Nympho is the opposite of Turkish Delight. I saw this in the tube and thought, oh no, that's going to look really gray and not very flattering on me, but I actually think this is beautiful. It's just a deep nude lip gloss. This is Unbroken. It looks like a deeper, slightly berry version of Orgasm, and it does contain that light gold shimmer. This is Super Vixen. It's a mix between almost a strawberry or a raspberry, and when you look closely, it has a very pale silver shimmer. This is Aragon, a brick red. A-lister is clear with gold shimmer. This would be really beautiful as a lipstick topper. I think you could throw A-lister on top of anything. Last but not least, this is Triple X, one of the shiniest clear lip glosses I have ever experienced. It's so pretty. Just to finish the makeup look for the day and show you what a typical lip would look like, I used this Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner and I lined my lips. I filled them in with Natural Charm. This is the Rouge Coco Balm from Chanel. I've been keeping this in my purse and using it just about every single day. It's really pretty. It's just kind of the perfect light nude. And then I topped that off with the Orgasm lip gloss. And this is what the combination looks like. I think this is kind of that perfect everyday lip. It's shiny, it's plump, and it feels incredible. This formula is amazing. I don't really remember the old Nars formula. I think I remember the lip gloss as being sort of similar to Charlotte Tilbury. Not the collagen lip bath, but her lip glosses, and that it was kind of sticky, a little bit thicker, harder to get the formula out. I don't know. I remember liking them, but not being overly impressed. These are incredible. They're up there with the Chantecaille and the Chanel lip glosses. Really, really nice. That's everything I have to share, and this is the complete makeup look for the day using all of these new Nars launches. Overall, I think it turned out really nice, and I'm happy with everything. I really have zero complaints. When I look closely up at the foundation, I think it looks really pretty. It does look a little bit dry in this area, but as I said, I've been using some really intense skincare at night and my face has been peeling. Literally, I can see the skin peeling off for probably about a week now. I just finished the product, so I'm going to slow down. I'm going to ease up a bit so that my skin can kind of come back to balance. So I really like the look of the foundation. I think it's really nice. The powder is really pretty, this crystal powder. Light reflecting setting powder in translucent crystal. All of the lip glosses are beautiful. Every single shade, I think they did an incredible job. I love the formula. One of my favorite lip gloss formulas, hands down. I love lip gloss. I'm not incredibly picky either, but these shades, the way they feel, the way they're so smooth and hydrating on the lips is so nice. I can't wait to throw all of these in my purse. And then the last item is this cheek palette, which I think is really pretty. I think the colors are really nice. If you already own a ton of cheek palettes, could you skip this? Absolutely. I like the fact that it doesn't contain Orgasm. It has other shades inside. But I think if you're tempted, if these colors kind of speak to you and you don't already have something similar, you would absolutely be happy with this product. They're silky, they're smooth, and really beautiful shades. Not too much shimmer, not too much matte. It's kind of the perfect combination of both. And I like the fact that you have a highlighter in there as well. So I think it'll be really nice for travel. And I think even the eye look turned out really nice using that palette. And that completes today's review. Coming up next will be my review of the new Charlotte Tilbury foundation, and then sometime after that will be a roundup of all of the new similar foundations that have been launched lately. But hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, leave me your comments, questions down below. I'm curious to hear from you guys. If you have tried any of these new launches from Nars, let us know what you think down below in the comment section. We'll keep the conversation going there. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned, everything on my face will be down below in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.